When I go on stage, I mean, as much as I can help it, I want to go on there and die. I'm not that blasé, and every performance to me means something. I want to give my all, no matter what happens. If I have a broken leg or whatever, you know, there's no excuse. I don't like making excuses. So even if I have a cold or whatever, there's no point telling them.
Really, it's just my adrenaline, and it sounds a bit calculated, but I think I just become a performer when I'm on stage.
But you live very extravagantly. That would be hard.
I know, even with or without money, I seem to do it. You know, musical prostitute. Yeah. People think I'm very grand and whatever. I love it. I am. I love to I'm very extravagant. And I don't know, one way or other, even when I didn't have any money, I sort of seem to do it. It's a part of me. I just love enjoying life. You know, my character's built up of all kinds of ingredients, and this is one element of me. You know, on stage, that's my job, and I don't like to go on stage sitting on a stool and do a show. I like to put a song across, you know, in the way it is, and it's all part of showbiz and theatre, and that's another side of me. So,
Kind of visual element is always going to have to be there. It's a form of entertainment, you know. Entertainment take that. And I think there's no way. People want to be entertained in various ways. And one way I know they don't want to be entertained is for people to just come on and play their songs, so they can hear it on the record and go home. What a visual theatrics has always been there from any kind of theatre entertainment, like even Gypsy Rose Lee, you know, from Stripper. I mean, you've got to do something to strip or whatever. It's a kind of entertainment. I mean, I've said this before. Gone are the days where people would come on in jeans and they say, here, ladies and gentlemen, so and so. You come in, hide there, plug in and go. I mean, it has to be production these days, I feel, and a lot of people are getting into it because people want more. I'd hate to go on stage and just sit and sing my songs. I mean, I have to move. It depends on each song. If there's an aggression in some song, I have to show it.
I mean, I get so keyed up to start with because I feel I've got to reserve all this energy for the entire tour, and sometimes I think about it too much. You know, I'm not allowed to smoke, I'm not allowed to drink. I remember in the early tours, I used to think about that so much that my voice used to run out on me after about 10 or 20 shows. I learned from that I shouldn't really think about it. If I want to smoke, I'm going to smoke. If I drink, I drink. If I want to stay up late, I'm going to stay up late. That seems to work.
Your particular clothes that you come out in, mostly leather and that, it gives some kind of a Nazi.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Does it go down with all your personal beliefs?
No. I have no political. It's just to enhance the aggression in some of the music we have. That's why, I mean, when we first come on, it's very aggressive, and I like to feel. It's just the way I feel now. Before, I used to wear ballet things. It was total contrast, total extreme, the opposite. Just the way we feel when we first come on is so energetic. I felt that the clothes really lend themselves to it.
You also, I remember, you used to be a fan of Liza Minnelli's and very kind of real show-busy stuff. As you said, doesn't really have much to do with rock and roll. I mean, going to the opera and going to the ballet and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, I use it in my shows. That's the way. I mean, it's like I think Queen are a theatrical band. You know, I mean, we don't like just going on stage and just strumming our guitars. I mean, we put on a show. So I mean, that's the kind of person I am. I didn't really go to just see rock concerts, you know, and just see Led Zeppelin. I mean, I had different interests.
I would like to sort of go and take ballet lessons. It's nice if I could just study just some of the sort of routines, so that or exercise, so that I would know how to sort of put them across on stage. At the moment, what I do is mock ballet. I like to see entertainers putting, that's the way it is, how they deliver and how they put across. Yeah. And the audience is so different. And I like the discipline and all that. So I mean, I know a rock and roll audience is very raucous. That doesn't mean I can't go and listen to somebody like Montserrat Caballé doing a recital in New York. And I see how these operatic people can control those notes and things like that. And the ballet, how they train, and the kind of lighting they use and the sets. It's all research, and it's very useful.
So you don't feel limited by rock and roll, by the whole genre at all?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you don't want to do a Broadway show or do.
Want to do a Broadway show?
Yeah.
No. I think
Light one,
rock and roll has a very wide spectrum, and you can do anything you want in it. Look at Boy George. I mean, it's as theatrical as you can get. Well, I've always say it's theatrics, and I've always sort of I always enjoy seeing other people in sort of like musicals or theatre and all that, and I sort of incorporate certain of those styles in my work. Right. That's basically it. I'll sing my rock and roll songs with a tutu on, I don't care.
Right.
But it's basically a form of outrage and shock, really. I'm a very loving person, you know.
Are you?
Oh, I put myself in there.
But on stage, you give this impression that you're quite a formidable individual, Freddie.
I am.
On stage or off?
That's just another part of me. I mean, that's my workload.
You're a flamboyant person anyway, but is the Freddie Mercury that we see on stage pretty much the real Freddie Mercury?
Well, it is me. I mean, it is me doing it, but it's just that I don't like to sort of... The theatrics I get, basically that's what you're talking about, the theatrics I get up to on stage are me doing my job, you know. I mean, I hate being still, and this is the way I let myself get into it. That doesn't mean that every day when I go about in the streets or whatever that I'm like that. No, I'm basically quite a shy person, really, when I get down to it. But I mean, I can be a real bitch as well. But I will say one thing is that I think I am a man of extremes, where I don't feel I have that much in the middle, which is you either get me where I'm very strong or I'm very soft. So if the right person gets me, they'll find me that I'm very vulnerable and I can be a real baby if they find me the right time. At the same time, I'm very strong and very hard. And there's no half measures with me. The days have gone where I actually felt that when I was on stage, when I came off, I still had to sort of portray that Freddie Mercury image because of other people. I used to do that before because you have to grow up and you have to understand. You have to really come to grips with success. Over the years, I found out that you can become a very, very lonely person if you have to do that. And I'm not afraid when I come on stage to actually be myself, which is, you know, it can be very, very boring and mundane. But most people, and in fact, quite a lot of people, when they meet me, they're quite disillusioned. The fact that they expect me to actually just do what I do on stage. And I'm a human being, you know, and I'd like people to realize the fact that I'm a human being. This is when I go on stage, I'm acting out a certain role. I mean, when I come off it, I mean, I don't carry on that way, otherwise I'd be dead. I mean, you know, so it's like a pretense, you know. When you go on stage, you sort of go through different moods and so I mean, and you're putting on, you know, you change your costume and you become somebody else, and then after that you're your own person. I don't have to sort of play the key role all the time. It's just the way I am. And I don't worry about the fact that if I'm in someone's front room or something, I don't have to sort of suddenly play the key role. I mean, I just take it as it comes. Most of the stuff I do is pretending. It's like acting, you know. So you go on stage and I pretend to be a macho man and all that. And then in my videos, you know, you go through all the different characters and then you're pretending anyways. My character on stage is totally different to what I am off stage, as far as I'm concerned. And I think every character virtually is made up of a load of ingredients. And I just think I have a very soft side and a very hard side. I love the fact that I make people happy. That is, and in any form, you know, that I make them happy, or even if it's half an hour of their lives in any way that I can make them feel lucky, or make them feel, or bring a smile on a sour face. That to me is worthwhile.